Hi, everybody. It's not often I talk about current day movies, typically because there hasn't been that many great movies in the last few years worth talking about. There have been a handful, but often we're these days having to look abroad to get the kind of quality cinema that we used to get out of Hollywood. And last night I had the opportunity to watch on Netflix. RRR, or Triple R, as it may also be known, Rise, Roar and Revolt, which is a fantastic Indian movie. I didn't have the opportunity to see it in the cinema, which is going to be a regret of mine because visually it's a stunning and fantastic film. But I have been lucky enough to see it, and I also have to pay credit to, at this point, briefly to the wonderful Polly of Latino Slant, who's been a champion of this movie. Please check his channel out, the Latino Slant, and he's also been championing a lot of movies from India recently. And so please check that playlist of his out, and you'll see some extremely interesting movies, which I'm going to also be checking out in the near future. So RRR is actually a product of the Telugu cinema world in India, which is something of a rival. In fact, as I think box office terms may be eclipsing the traditional Bollywood studios. There's a number of studios in the Telugu region. And indeed, it strikes me that it displays in this film the multilingual, polyglot nature of India, with multiple areas of India represented in the cast, all with different languages or dialects, and as well as the English speaking actors and actresses in the movie. And the version that we watched was a Hindi dubbed version, as opposed to the original Telugu sound dubbing. And mix that in, of course, with the English speaking in it. It's a bit of a whirlwind of languages, but we prefer to watch things in their original, or certainly not overdubbed into English. We prefer the subtitled versions of things. So the version we happened to watch, though, was strangely enough dubbed into Hindi, but with English subtitles. Anyway, leaving that aside, the movie is it's a fantasy, and I'm going to avoid too many spoilers here. It's a spoiler-free discussion. It's a bit of a fantasy action blockbuster. I say fantasy because it is based in 1920s India, the year 1920 in fact, where it was still ruled by the British Empire. And it does, though, features two real-life Indian heroes, revolutionaries, Alluri Sitarama Raju and Komaram Bhim, who actually, there is no evidence that they met in reality in their day, but this film, from a fantasy perspective, has put those two characters together to see how they would have inspired each other in their struggles against the domineering British Empire, the colonial power that ruled India. And it's, for both of these characters, it's not just a national struggle, it's a very personal struggle. Both have suffered at the hands of the English rulers, and they are very much referred to as the English, I noticed, throughout much of this film, as opposed to the British. And they are on a personal quest, but those personal quests happen to end up inspiring many, many other Indians around them to stand fast and push back against that colonial rule. But it's also a very fantastic movie in the sense that the action, it's like almost like a superhero movie. And it's a very masculine movie. These two stars carry out an awful lot of very masculine feats in a way that you wouldn't get in a Hollywood movie today. You would not get men being portrayed as strong and as masculine and I have to say, Mrs. Rockfan was very impressed by some of the scenes in this movie. The two cast members are big stars in India. The two leads, I should say, sorry. So Ram Charan playing Raju, and Tarak NTR playing Beam. Both of whom are big stars in their own right, but they've been put together in this fantastic movie, and they play brilliantly off each other. And as you see in the promotional materials here, there are the fire and water mixing together to fight the evil forces, portrayed in a gruesomely chilling and almost over-the-top cartoonish stereotyped manner by the English governor, played by Ray Stevenson, and his malignant wife, that's the only way I can put it, Lady Scott, played by Alison Doody, and they absolutely are most loathsome characters. So the film is beautifully made. I mean, it absolutely stunning cinematography. And given the challenges they also had in that it was completed during the pandemic era, and they had to take all sorts of precautions, and people had to work remotely, and a lot of the overdubbing of the voices had to be done remotely from home by the leads. They made an absolutely stunning job of it. It's almost, in terms of cinematography, it's epic and almost sort of Lawrence of Arabia levels at times. And, I'm being a little hyperbolic there perhaps to cinemaphiles, but I think they've just done a fantastic job with the way it looks. The sound is brilliant. The music is fantastic. There are musical numbers in the film, but they don't detract from the story in any way. They add to the story and they play a part in the story, and they're absolutely fabulous. The portrayals of Delhi and other of the various areas of India look great, and the action is just stunning. I mean, it's I don't know. For me, I mean, I lost interest in the Marvel superhero movies and other superhero stuff a long time ago, and I find the action in this, albeit that it's exaggerated and that these guys are performing heroic Hercules-like superhero feats, leaving that aside, it's just knock your socks off wow moments where you just cry out with excitement like, wow, what did they just do, So, if you haven't seen it, I would thoroughly recommend it. It's one of the best movies I've seen in years. It's got me looking at other products of not only India but the Telugu cinema in particular. Also, not just starring these particular cast members, but leads, but others, because the quality of stuff that's coming out here is just phenomenal, and it just looks so good. It's a 3-hour long movie, and it never once felt like that. It was thrilling, it was emotional, it was fun, but it also had its serious dramatic impact because of the struggles personally and nationally for the characters in the film, and the two leads in particular, who I really can't give away for those who haven't seen it. They're the nature of the relationship, but it's not as straightforward as it first appears. There is collaboration, there is confrontation, but ultimately they have a shared goal, which is to defeat their enemies and win back personal and national pride. So, can't recommend it enough. Go to the cinema and see it if you can. If not, look for it streaming or buy it in physical media. Fabulous movie. It has my seal of approval, and we'll probably be watching it again soon, I think. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. leave a comment and let's have a chat. And till next time, I hope you all stay well and have a great day.